Hi my crafties, it's Tree. I hope you're having a good and crafty day. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming on, sharing your time with me and your crafty love and support. I appreciate you all so very much. If you have not already, please like, subscribe, ring that bell, and leave a friendly comment below. It all helps me grow my channel and I appreciate it so very much. So in one of my videos, I was on the design team for Gloria Crafts Hall and More for her vintage blooms. Such a pretty collection. And I made this box. And Gloria suggested that I have a tutorial on my channel for how I make this box. So I thought, well, yeah, that would be a good thing to have. So I'm going to show you how I made my box. I hope. So normally I sketch things out in my phone, but I can't show you my phone because I'm recording with it. So I went ahead and sketched it out here. So this is 3 by 3, the top, and the sides are 2 by 3. So 2 tall, 3 wide. And for Gloria's collection, she printed out the hard copies for me, and they were on 8.5 by 11, so it had to fit on 8.5 by 11. So the good thing about this is it fits on 8.5 by 11, and all you have to do is cut off 1.5 inch strip on the side, because the 2, the 3, and the 2 make 7. So if it's 8.5, you're only going to cut off 1.5 inches, right? Okay. So then we bring out our scoreboard. And we need a 1 inch for the flap. We need 3 inches. So 1, 2, 3, that would be 4. We need 2 inches for the wall, that would be 6. We would need another 3 inches, which would be 9, which would leave us with 2 inches on the end. So this one is really easy because all you have to do is do 2 inches, flip it over, and 2 inches. So this is where a lot of people, I think, get a little confused. This is my tab, and this is my sidewall. So I'm not going to use these two at all. But then we have these and these. And what I do is I keep them. All right, so what I do is I cut before I fold. Some people fold before they cut. It's up to you. Oh, this is gonna be so awkward. So I cut on the left and the right to cut out the score line. It's a little strip that that's how I do it. Some people cut the triangles out, but I tell you, I get a little wonky with my triangles. I feel I'm gonna get a little wonky with this right here. And I just go ahead and I cut them out like that. So now we're going to come on this side. I'm going to cut this one out. I go not to the center of the score line, beyond the score line, because I want to cut the score line out. I don't want it to be present. This is a little wonky. And I'm getting as close to the paper as I can when I cut this little strip out. Okay, so the tabs. I'm going to cut a little, go ahead and do that triangle. And I'm going to try to mirror it on this side, which I don't do so very well. And then instead of cutting on either side, I'm just going to cut it completely off, way off on the left, getting rid of that score line. Okay, now that makes my top of my box. And I have these tabs that go in. I don't know if you can see that. The tabs are going in. Now I want these tabs to also go in, so that means I have to cut out this area here. Right. Free it up. So I know this tutorial is going to be a little bit long, but I just wanted you to have an insight on how I do this and why I do what I do. There we go. Okay, so that frees that up, and then we can go ahead and find these and fold them. And you can use your scoreboard. This is 65-pound cardstock. It's not 110 pound. I'm not worried about it. So here we go. These fold in. Now we've got double bulk. So what I do is, while it's folded like this, little wonky, I agree. I just cut it straight down the center. Now that frees up those two. We don't need them. And I do the same thing with this side. Just don't get this big long one in there. Straighten up, find the center. Ish. See, obviously not center because they're not the same size. And then that strengthens up that side wall. Okay, and now we're going to glue. If you want a mat, which we can do that. I do have paper. I didn't pull it out. I have it over here. And I'll leave a big one. And this is literally paper. It's that Hobby Lobby paper pad. Had the little girl on the moped ages ago. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a 3x3. The top is 3x3, so we want to cut a little bit off, and you decide if you want it, how much border you want it to show. Normally I do very little border, but on the top I wanted to have a little more border, so I trimmed that down even more. So normally I just take, I don't know if you can see, that's at 3, and then the next there's a little one, and then there's a shorter one, and then so it's in between the quarter, so it's an 1/8, but that's not an 1/8, that's 4 5/8. So go ahead and cut that up. And the same spot. And then you can put that like inside. So I'm going to go ahead and do one for the top cover as well. So the same mark. That's, no, not 4, 2 5/8. Oh my gosh, let me tell you wrong measurements. And I'm not sure if I had that one straight. But that goes there. And then if I wanted one on the top, I could do another one. 2 7/8. 7/8. 2 7/8. So if you have that, it's 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. That gets you the inside and the top. Okay, now we're gonna watch me struggle with this glue because it's a little stuck, and I got the fine point tip on here. So I'm not gonna glue that with you. I'm gonna pause and then I'll have it already glued on. Okay, so I'm back. So that was a 12 by 12 paper, and I did get all 3, and I do have a little bit of extra. I might be able to, yes, do this one and the back, maybe. We'll see. So this was 2, so we'll need 1 7/8. So that's just those 2 little tick marks there. No, 1 7/8. That did not make it. So this one's scrap. And that'll go here. And it's just one little glue, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this on camera with you. It's not like I had to do 3 on camera with you. So just kind of center it. All right, now this is where it comes in handy. Oops, sorry, noisy. That you do it that way. Then you decide. This one I did a 1/2 inch or 1 inch punch, and I came down, kind of center it as much as you can. Come down a little bit, doesn't have to be center, and take that out. And drop the punch on the floor. That's very important, I'm just going to say. So then we're going to put glue these inside. So like that. Okay, so let me do that off camera and I'll be back. Okay, I'm not sure what I did, but I can clearly see that this side is hanging out. This one is not. I don't like that look. So if you get that before you glue the other side down, it'd be easier. You can take it off, but I am not going to take it off because it's going to look like a mess. So we're going to go ahead and glue this tab down. Right here with you. Not sure what I did because one side is working and the other side is not. So, all right, so we got it all glued. It's all stuck down, and now we have this. Now, this is the same problem I had with the other one because I left it long. But all you have to do is then decide to cut, I think. I just angled this a little. And if you want, you can like move it to the other side and measure the same distance. I probably did on that one. This one I'm not going to. And then it will fold down and in like so. And you got a nice little box. Now we still have to mat these sides. That is really driving me crazy. So we're gonna cut it. You know what? Don't do that. Because now I just messed up the front. It would have been better had I done it in the trimmer, because now it's a mess. I gotta straighten that out, but I'll do that off camera. Okay. You know what? Stick to your guts. If you don't really want to make a mess, don't cut that. Or cut it before you. Excuse me, I got a little tickle in my throat. I'm just going to cut a little sliver out of there to see if that will help my box close better. That worked. Okay, so now we need mats for the two sides, and I need my trimmer back. That was 2 7/8. 2. Let's measure. 2, so 2 7/8. 1 7/8. That's why my brain is not working. Okay. 1 7/8. So that will fit right there. And now we need the 2 7/8. Here. And here. If you're a fuss bucket like me, you only want one cut edge, so you flip it over instead of having 2 edges that I cut wrong. Well, not wrong, but I like the edge that the factory gives me as much as possible. Does that make sense? Then we just center this here as best as we can. Now, I think a cardstock would have been better, but I saw this and I'm like, you know what, I gotta use this up. And the reason I don't use it is because it's paper. I really like it. It's a very pretty paper pad, but it is scrapbook paper and not cardstock. Oh my gosh, look at that jagged line. Don't do that, guys, don't. Okay, so there is our box. It goes like that. It tucks in. And I did clean up those lines. But remember, if you're going to have an edge that's overhanging, clean it up before you glue it together. That's my advice right there. Don't do what I did. Okay, now in this box, let me pull some things out here. I put some foam roses in there to hold these in place. So I have this divider and I created a little square. So you can take running out of room over here. So what I need then is a 2 7/8 by 2 7/8, or we could do 2.5 by 2.5. I like the sets. I'm gonna do 2.5. 2.5. By 2.5. I'm going to cheat on this one a little. Not too much. But I'm going to go ahead and score that. Fold it. And why is that not straight? And then I'm just going to cut this off. Now that should fit in my box. Oh, that's way too small. Okay, wait. Okay, we'll do the 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Ooh, that's way small. That doesn't make sense to me. Why it would be that much smaller. But we'll work with it. Okay. 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Then I went ahead and glued these two together because I'm making them stiffer. It is a square, so it won't matter. You know, right, left, front, back. But because you're layering 2 layers together, I would try to get as close to the edge as possible so you don't get any lift. Just sandwiching them together. And for the layer, I decided to do a little punch. Of course, I dropped my punch on the floor, so let me grab it. Okay, and we're just going to take out a little tiny piece right there. So it has a little tab. And that way, whatever I put at the bottom then supported it. And the other thing I did was I added this divider. The divider is pretty self-explanatory. Let's see if I can find some cardstock that would. Okay, yeah. So that would be too short. Oh guys, I'm cutting paper without using my trimmer. I just, you know, sometimes I don't think. Okay. So again, we got 2. We're going to sandwich them together because it's 65-pound cardstock and not 110. Normally I hold that thing so it's not in my glue, but again, I'm on camera and I'm trying to go fast for you guys. We're not going to need this whole thing. So I'm trying to get the 2 straight edges, 3 straight edges together. And I think I decided that was 1 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this at 1 inch. And if I'm lucky, it's pretty close to 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use the other one as well. And what I did, just go ahead and take the 2 sides and find your scissors. This time I'm going to just do the center. And we're going to go more than halfway. And cut out a chunk. A little bit further. So you will just pull that and then cut that chunk out. If you want a real tight fit, like that one I wanted a tight fit, I just cut a straight line and then you get a divider that will fit between. And in your box. Like that. And then you can put this on top if you wanted. Like that. And then your thing's on top. And then this fits right in here like that. Inside. Both sides inside. Like that. And then you have a pretty box. So I know this was a long tutorial and I made a couple mistakes, But I think it worked out for everybody, and I think it made a cute box. And I hope you give it a try. And if you do, remember to tag me, hashtag TreeCraftOn, and I would appreciate that. But anyway, I hope you have fun crafting and enjoy your day, and I will catch you in my next video. Until then, God bless you and yours. Bye for now.